Good evening, members of Crayford Camera Club. I'm Iris, your friendly camera club judge. Tonight, we're exploring the theme, Cityscapes. Now, I'll be looking not just at what you photographed, but how you've interpreted the city, its structure, its atmosphere, its story. I'll be scoring each image out of 7 in the first round, and holding back the strongest contenders for a final review. Let's begin. Round 1. Initial judging. Scores out of 7. City Walk. A bold architectural image with strong leading lines and a powerful upward perspective. The inclusion of the gherkin adds context and identity, anchoring the scene in London. However, the right-hand side feels visually heavy and slightly distracting. Editing observations. There's a slight imbalance in contrast across the frame, with deeper shadows on the right compressing detail. Improvements. A tighter crop from the right would simplify the composition. Consider lifting shadows slightly and applying selective contrast to guide the eye upward. Score 6. Cityscape Andy. A beautifully executed long exposure, elegant and controlled. The soft water contrasts perfectly with the crisp architecture, and the tonal range is excellent. The bridge acts as a strong compositional anchor. Editing observations. Very clean overall, though midtones in the buildings could be lifted slightly for separation. Improvements. A subtle dodge on key buildings would add depth. Very minor highlight control could refine the sky. This image is held back for further consideration. Hidden Gherkin. A clever composition, revealing the gherkin through surrounding architecture. There's a strong sense of depth in framing. The selective color works, but sits right on the edge of feeling slightly processed. Editing observations. Some edges show mild haloing from clarity or structure adjustments. Improvements. Reduce clarity slightly and refine masking around the gherkin. A small contrast boost on the subject would help it stand out more naturally. Score 6. Misty Hong Kong. A beautifully atmospheric image, with excellent layering and depth. The mist creates mood and scale, very effective. Editing observations. Slight flattening of contrast in midtones, possibly from global adjustments. Improvements. Add local contrast to key buildings to define structure. A gentle vignette could help draw focus inward. This image is held back for further consideration. Hong Kong at night. A vibrant night cityscape with strong reflections and energy. The color contrast is striking, particularly the reds against cooler tones. Editing observations. Some highlights are slightly overexposed, particularly in bright signage and building lights. Improvements. Reduce highlights and whites slightly. Consider a small crop from the top to reduce empty space. Score 6. Ruby and the Tokyo View. A thoughtful and intimate image, combining portrait and cityscape. The framing through the window is effective, and the black and white treatment adds mood. However, the city becomes secondary to the subject. Editing observations. Slight loss of detail and highlights near the window, and shadows could be lifted slightly. Improvements. Rebalance exposure between subject and background. Consider cropping slightly tighter to strengthen the narrative. Score 5. Spherical Wharf. A highly creative and engaging image. The reflective sphere creates a distorted cityscape, full of interest. The symmetry works well, and the inclusion of the photographer adds personality. Editing observations. Very minor edge distortion exaggeration, but this is inherent to the subject. Improvements. A slight crop from the bottom could reduce empty foreground space. A touch more contrast would add punch. This image is held back for further consideration. St. George's Wharf. A clean and well-executed architectural image. Good light and color, with strong clarity throughout. However, it feels slightly conventional. Editing observations. No major flaws, though tonal range could be expanded slightly. Improvements. Increase contrast and microcontrast. Consider cropping to introduce a stronger focal point. Score 5. SW8. Technically solid, sharp and well exposed, but it lacks a clear focal point or storytelling element. Editing observations. Slightly flat contrast, giving a record shot feel. Improvements. Introduce selective contrast and color grading. Crop to emphasize a dominant structure. Score 5. The Shard. A strong composition with clear subject and leading lines. The bridge works well to guide the eye toward the shard. Editing observations. Slight softness in contrast, particularly in midtones. Improvements. Increase contrast and clarity slightly. A subtle crop from the sides could tighten the composition. Score 6. Round 2. Finalists. Misty Hong Kong. This image has atmosphere and abundance. The layering of buildings through the mist creates depth and mystery. It's cinematic, immersive, and very well seen. With slightly stronger local contrast, this reaches another level. Score 8. Third place. Cityscape Andy. This is a beautifully refined image. The balance of tones, the composition, and the technical execution are all excellent. It has calmness, elegance, and control. With just minor tonal lifting, it becomes a truly standout competition image. Score 9. Second place. Spherical Waff. This is the image that grabs attention immediately. It's bold, creative, and memorable. It reinterprets the cityscape in a fresh and engaging way while still maintaining strong composition. It stands out, and in competition, that matters. Score 10. First place. Congratulations to the photographer on this image. Final comments. A very strong set of images tonight, with a great mix of traditional and creative interpretations. What stood out most was when photographers moved beyond simply recording a scene, and instead interpreted the city. That's where competition-winning images are born. Keep pushing your compositions, simplify your frames, and always ask yourself, what is my subject? Thank you all, and I look forward to seeing your next submissions. Good night, all you tuggers.